everyone, Malanie Gardea here with Austin Underground, and we're at ACL today, and with us we have WizTheMc. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me, Melanie. I was just watching Megan, and she's absolutely ripping it. Like, she has a cult following of people, like, sweating just to see her. It's amazing. I'm doing great.
I bet it's like some sort of inspiration for you as you're up and coming and you're starting to get that fan base coming. How does that give you inspiration for the years that are coming along for you?
I think what I take from that is just seeing her confidence and seeing how she handles herself on stage. I just admire that. Like, I would say that she's a flawless performer, just the way she handles herself, her dance moves. It's just like, that confidence on stage is definitely something I'm aspiring towards,
Yeah, hot girl stuff, right? Yeah. All right, so before we start getting into more questions, are you down for a speed round?
I'm very bad at that, but yeah.
Okay. All right, it's all good. Okay, so we'll start off. What was your first job ever? And I'm talking ever.
Delivering medicine to old people on a bike.
Okay. Okay, cats or dogs?
Cats.
Okay. What's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn.
What is your favorite vacation location?
Probably still Cape Town, my hometown.
Sound. All right. And last, in one word, what does success mean to you? It's a hard
Happiness.
Happiness. All right. So going off that answer, happiness. Your stage name, WizTheMc, came from a middle school avatar name, right? Yeah. Okay. So, did your middle school self ever see you here today as part as like your music career, just being here in Texas? I know you've never been here, so go back for a second to your middle school self, and what do you think you were thinking back then to what's happening now?
It's a great question. Just today in the shower, I was thinking to myself, if my middle school self could see myself now, he'll be really proud. But the current self doesn't always feel proud of myself, So some perspective. But I don't know if I would see myself here, honestly. I think I gave myself like a 10-year plan to get to LA, and it took me 6 years. So maybe I thought I would still be on the way to get to America,
So it's definitely bittersweet probably and stuff like that. So now that you're here at ACL, you perform tomorrow. We got you early. I'm curious, what are you most excited about tomorrow? What's your favorite part of performing, and how do you plan to get that crowd going to remember you after this weekend and follow along through your career?
No, that's an amazing question. I mean, in short, putting on my best show, giving my all, pouring my heart out without any expectations and just doing it for the craft. And performing is one of my favorite things still about music. So just getting a stage every time for me is an opportunity to expand my craft and learn how to communicate with the crowd. Because for me, as much as it's me performing, it's not just me performing, because I can do that in my room alone if I really want. But it's like the communication and see how I touch people. And with every performance, I feel like I learn a little bit more about people, and it's communication,
Yeah, to get that audience going with you and feeling with you. And I know you said you're quite of a romantic yourself in past interviews. Can you bring us closer to like that romantic part of you and how you portray that with the audience, and how you hope they fall in love with your music and maybe dedicate your songs, or get mad at someone and dedicate that song to them too?
Well, the best example I can give, honestly, is very recent. It was yesterday. I had a show in Ohio, and for one of the songs, which was quite a romantic song. It's not out yet, so you have to watch tomorrow. I had a girl on stage and dedicated the song to her, and kind of integrate the crowd. But I think how I was to integrate my romantic side into performing some music, I would just say through the lyrics. Like, music is like kind of a romantic journal for me, where I can talk about all the things that I feel like I don't necessarily talk about extensively with my friends or family. And and I feel like people connect to that. Like, they can hear when something is sincere, Yeah.
For for sure. And I know you said we're going to hear some unreleased music tomorrow. Well, stay tuned for that. But you just had your latest release called Break. Can you tell us more about that and your creative process in creating that and how it's different from your last EP that you released a while back ago?
Wow, she's a pro. You are an oh my God, double questions, connecting combo questions. Nick, you have a star in your hand. Latest release called Break, and it's about a heartbreak and the feelings that come with it, the bitterness, the faking of getting over it and saying, oh, I never needed you, I never liked you, all of these things. And I feel like my latest releases, including my EP that will come out next year in February called Where Silence Feels Good, just has a more moody tone, emotions I haven't tapped into really before. I feel like before it's very uppity and summerish and just good feel songs, because I felt like that was just how I was feeling at the time. But the older I get, I feel like the more I allow myself to be vulnerable, even in, states that are not comfortable, sadness, bitterness, all these emotions that I haven't explored as much. So I feel like in the EP Where Silence Feels Good, I explore that a little bit more and show the other side, the little more gloomy side of myself,
Yeah. Okay. That was good. That was loud. Okay, sorry. So I'm noticing that you're wearing yellow. Is it just because it's your favorite color, or I know you have that yellow scheme color in your last EP cover. Does that color resonate with you at all as far as like writing your music or just how you visually see yourself? Or how do you think of your music process in terms of color or images, or how do you see your music in terms of that?
That's a great question. I think, well, yeah, what about now? The cover art is yellow. I think if I would describe my next EP in the color, it'd be like purplish blue. But what's interesting is I came across it randomly, like in 2018. I had an EP called Spring, and I used the yellow cover art. And since then, I just gravitated towards yellow and found yellow clothes, like serendipitously or whatever. And one person in Toronto told me, and it's one person, but still, he was like, I have a yellow aura, And I was like, oh, I could see that, Maybe just because I love yellow, but like, table, oh my God. I was wondering, why do I feel so comfortable here, I don't know, I think it's just something, I don't know, I like something called yellow. It's not screaming, it's not like neon, but it still gives some kind of comfort, Yeah.
I completely agree with you. I love yellow's actually my favorite color as well. No, I'm serious. Our logo has yellow in it and everything too. We love it around here. But back to you talking about Toronto and your favorite vacation location being Cape Town, where you're born. You've traveled quite a few times and stuff like that. And last week was your first time in Texas. How did that feel? And coming back in Austin, anything surprising of Texas that you just feel like, what is this? Or something you love about Texas and the environment here in Austin, or just in the festival in general?
It's honestly hard to say, just because I feel like traveling now for shows, I see a very limited, I guess scene, airport, and then I go to the hotel and hotel to the venue, and then I see that. But so far, I feel like every different state I've been in, it just feels like a different country. People have different slangs or accents, care about different things. But I don't know. Back to tech. Honestly, I haven't been here long enough to tell you, but I'm excited to explore more, even if just the festival grounds for this weekend, But it's amazing just traveling through America and seeing all these different places. It's wild. It's wild, yeah.
I bet it definitely is. So the last question that just popped into my head, you talked about how you go to place and how you just get to see snippets of these places. What do you hold from every place you go to and transfer that into your music making and your creativity with all the artists that you get to see in these festivals and like just day to day of the slangs and stuff? How does that translate to your music making, if it does?
Wow. The way you form sentences? Wow. You must were straight A's in school, no? No, it's amazing. Really. I think it's the feeling. You know the corny quote is like, people, like no one will ever remember anything about you, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And I feel like every place I've been to, I at least have 1 or 2 interactions with people where I know how they left me feeling. And one consistency throughout those experiences has just been connection, that the music I'm making can resonate with so many different walks of life. And just it's giving me hope to keep going, you know, no matter how many people show up here or there, or what's happening on the internet. It's like that there's consistent hope that my music can resonate with people, you know, even if not right now. Yeah.
Amazing answers as well. Not only the questions, but the answers are amazing, guys. So just to wrap up the interview, unfortunately, I just want to see what's in store. You said you have something in store in February. Anything before that? Any sneak peeks? Anything that we should keep our eyes out? Hook us into anything that's happening and let us know where we could find you.
So you can first of all find me everywhere under WizTheMc, one word. And I have a new single coming in a week. What day is it today? 8th. In 7 days, if my math is right. Yeah, on the 15th. There's a new single that's going to be on the EP. It's one of my favorite songs I ever written. And that, and then maybe another one later this year, but I can't say. But otherwise, I'm working on getting on a tour. I want to tour a bit for the rest of the year, and then next year a lot of shows. I want to prep for that mentally, spiritually, and physically to be on the road for the year, and especially spring and summer season in Europe, all the festivals. And otherwise, you know, keep being honest with myself so that I can put all my feelings on the paper and make songs, you know.
That's great. Thank you so much for taking the time and sitting here with us. So you guys heard it here first, Austin Underground. We got WizTheMc. Make sure to check out all of his releases. And we just heard from his Twitter bio that he's in the making of his favorite new song. And he just told us in a couple of days it's going to be released. So make sure to keep your eye out on that. Make sure to follow us on all our Instagrams, our Twitter, and on our website at austinunderground.org. Till next time, this is Malanie Gardea.